in this growingly connected world, more often and growing in degree, there are markets that we call Glengarry Glen Ross markets. First prize Cadillac, second prize steak knives, third prize you're fired. And so the first to scale is what really matters. The first to scale is the company, the product, the service that establishes the ecosystem, whether it's Facebook or Google or Airbnb or LinkedIn. And the set of techniques to do that are counterintuitive from a classic business perspective. So it's, ignore your customer, let fires burn, tolerate bad management, don't know what your customer acquisition cost is, or your long-term value of your customer is, but scale as fast as possible.
Let me ask you about two people who seem to follow your advice. Mark Zuckerberg at Facebook, famous motto was move fast and break things. And Travis Kalanick at Uber, who seemed to try to just move Uber as fast as he could to get greater and greater market share. One has succeeded spectacularly, the other not so much. Why?
Well, they both succeeded. They both built interesting companies. One, Mark Zuckerberg, kept going up the learning curve, realized that he needed to change his game, create a diversified and strong executive culture where all of the executive teams were building in a much more formal business practice and evolving the organization as product and services it went. And so Mark Zuckerberg, through hiring Sheryl Sandberg and then the rest of the exec team and kind of upgrading as he went, learned that. Travis actually misstepped on some of it. He didn't learn, now we're logistics infrastructure, so we needed to be working with kind of government and infrastructure. And then we needed to be upgrading our work process such that I'm handing more and more responsibilities to an executive layer. And that's part of the reason why there was an executive change at Uber.
It seems to me that there are two places where your advice can be most successfully utilized: the United States and China. Because if you have an idea in either of those countries, you can go to massive scale fast. They are two vast markets, unlike, say, Europe, which is still a collection of countries. And it's not a surprise to me that when you look at the 20 top technology companies, 11 are American, 9 are Chinese. My question is, it seems that China actually follows the Hoffman model even more than America. When I look at China, you see people just a desperate search to get bigger. The products are often not that great. They're just moving really fast and breaking a lot of things.
100%. In our book, Blitzscaling, we call China the land of blitzscaling. And there's a bunch of things that they can do uniquely because they have a huge workforce. They can multitask products. They have a bunch of capital and an invention of different industries. And so there's a lot of things in blitzscaling that I and we have learned from China. I think also, of course, Silicon Valley, which says, well, how do we do this in a single-threaded way? How do we do this when we have a limited workforce for doing it? So I think it's possible to do in more places than just China and Silicon Valley, but there are two different ways. And China is definitely one of the ones that I and we at Silicon Valley learn from.
All right, Reid Hoffman, pleasure to have you on as always.
Always great to be here. Thank you.